going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about keeping your silver a secret, or at least a secret from most people, and I want to run through some of the pros and some of the cons to talking about your precious metals to your friends, your coworkers, your kids, and your spouses. But really quick, just in case you're new, we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there, go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today I want to talk about some of the pros and cons to keeping your silver a secret, or at the very least, a secret from most people. I think that, generally speaking, the less people that know, probably the better. But there are some people that you might want to tell, there are some people that you probably should tell and not keep it a secret from. So I want to run through all of that, and first up on the list, I want to talk about the friends. Friends, you have them, I have them. Friends are probably, arguably, the easiest people to talk to. The people you talk about things with that you would not dare talk about with anybody else. So it's very easy to talk to these people, and it's very common to talk to your friends about hobbies or your interests, whether it's racing, whether it's art, whether it's this, whether it's that. You're probably going to talk to your friends about things that you're interested in, because typically they're going to be interested in those things as well. So your friends are probably going to be like first up on the list, where you'd be excited to talk about stacking silver and gold just for the sake of conversation, really. And not to mention, it's really interesting and it's a fascinating way of saving money for the long term, and that might be the sole reason you want to introduce them to silver. So the pro to talking to your friends about silver or gold is that, in a way, you'd be introducing them to a new, not really new, but new to them, new way of protecting their wealth and using it as a tool, as a hedge against inflation for decades and decades and decades down the road. Now, is the typical friend going to say, hey, yeah, I'm going to start doing that right now? No, probably not. They're probably going to look at you like you're a little bit strange. And this is kind of where the con comes into play. It could be a pro to introduce them to it, but it could be a con because, unfortunately, word of mouth spreads like wildfire. Now, if you do not trust your friends, I don't believe you're even friends, but they might not have bad intentions. I personally do not believe that any of my close friends, I keep a very small circle of friends, I don't believe any of them would purposely do something that could harm me or take something from me without my permission. However, they might have good intentions. They might innocently tell one of their friends, like, hey, you remember DYDSS from high school? Yeah, he lives on, 123 Sesame Street. Yeah, he's got these silver and gold coins he was telling me about. It's really cool. He's packed a lot of cash into them things, and you know him. He works over there, and he's not home from 9 to 5. You know exactly where his house is. You know exactly when his house is empty, and he has all of this money inside. Now, they're probably not going to be that forward about it, because that sounds a little bit evil to word it that way, but point I'm trying to get across is word of mouth spreads like wildfire. They might innocently tell somebody that you have the silver and the gold, the coins, the money in your house just because it comes up in conversation. So, pros and cons. Next up on the list, I want to talk about the coworkers. Another very easy group of people to talk about, because what other group of people do you spend 30, 40, 50, 60 hours a week side by side with, most likely? People that you're just going to be BSing around, you're just going to be talking about, complaining about your husband, your wife, you're going to be complaining about random things, you're going to be talking about random things, and you spend more time with your coworkers than really anybody else, aside from yourself, of course, but you spend more time with them than practically anyone else on the planet. So it's very easy to talk to these people, and it's very common to talk about certain things. And what is one thing that coworkers like to talk about and complain about the most? Money. Oh yeah, boss doesn't pay us enough, blah, blah, blah. Can you believe I worked overtime last week and I didn't get paid for it, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, the money is something that comes up frequently. And talking about the money, talking about saving money, whether you want to save it for the long term, you want to save it for your kids' college, you want to save it for a vacation, whatever you're trying to do. It's very common to talk about money at work because you're there for money in the first place. Well, technically you're there for currency, but what do you do with the currency? You pay the bills, and then what's left over, you trade it for a little bit of money. At least that's what some of us do anyway. So the pro would be small talk. It just comes up. You know, if you're at work, if you're sitting next to somebody for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 hours a day, you're going to be talking about things. It's incredibly difficult to sit in silence for hours and hours and hours on end, at least if you're me. You guys know I post long videos every single day where all I do is talk and talk and talk throughout the entire video. So what I do on YouTube is kind of similar to what I do at work, except I don't talk about the silver and the gold. So the pro would be just talking, small talk, something to talk about, something to say, making conversation. The con would be your coworkers know better than anyone else exactly when you're not home. They know what hours you work because they're working those hours with you. They know when your house is empty. Now, do I believe that the average coworker is going to have malicious intent? Do I believe that the average coworker is going to set up a robbery and they're going to be using their phone like a walkie-talkie, like, oh, he's here, get into his house, God, yeah, 5 minutes. No, I don't think that's going to be happening. I don't think that's going to be the case, but worst case scenario, it could be the case. And as I said at the beginning of the video, generally speaking, the less people that know, the better. You don't have to worry about your coworker setting something up. You don't have to be paranoid about it if they don't know in the first place. Now, I do carry a little, I call it a pocket silver, little silver eel in my pocket. If somebody talks about something that they're collecting, whether it's bottle caps or baseball cards or snow globes or something like that, you know, you can talk about, hey, you know, I have a friend that has a coin collection, and he gave me one of his coins, and I carry it with me for good luck. Kind of cool. So it's a little bit of a conversation starter. I don't believe it's all that intelligent to tell all of your coworkers and all the people that you work with that you have an absurd amount of money inside your house, because number one, it's not really any of their business, and two, it might not be the safest thing to do in the world. So it's just something to take into consideration. It's something to take into account. There are pros and cons to everything, and I know throughout this video, the pros are going to be sounding very optimistic, and the cons are going to be sounding probably a little bit paranoid. So what I like to do is try my best to stay logical, think about things objectively, and find a happy medium between the pros and the cons and figure out exactly what makes the most sense. So that being said, I ran through the friends, I ran through the coworkers. The next group of people I want to talk about would be the kids. If you are a parent, listen up. Now, I am not a parent myself, not that I know of, so I'm not over here giving parenting advice, but I thought that this was especially interesting and also pretty humorous because kids, if you have kids of your own, and if you're stacking the silver and the gold, if you have the coins, if you have the rounds, if you have the bars, one of the pros to teaching your kid about money is that you're doing just that. You're teaching your kids about money. You are helping them develop an understanding of how to save, how to budget, how to, you know, take care of their finances at a very young age, and they're going to grow up, hopefully, understanding the meaning behind all of this. And, you know, maybe you could teach them the difference between currency and money, and that you got to go to work and, you know, throw all your time away, or I guess sell your time in exchange for currency, and then you could take the currency and use it to convert into real true money, or you could introduce it to them as a coin collection, hoping to get them kind of interested, or hoping that they're fascinated by it or intrigued, or whatever the case may be. So the pro to telling your kids is that you're teaching them about money. You're helping them build their financial IQ, which I think is incredible. And if I had a kid, which I do not that I know of, and I don't plan on having kids, that's what I would want to do. However, there is a con. There is something that's not so great. The worst thing about kids is the same thing that's the best thing about kids. It's that they are honest. Kids are real. They are raw. They are unfiltered. They tell you exactly how it is, regardless of what it is. If you are ugly, they will tell you that you're ugly. They will let you know. And trust me, I come from a family of educators. One of my family members the other day, she went to work, she works with the kids, and she hasn't exactly been jogging every night during lockdown like I told her she should be doing. It could have changed her life in 4 or 5 months, but she hadn't been doing that, and she went to work, and what's the first thing a kid says? Congratulations, you're pregnant! They tell you exactly what's on their mind. If it crosses their mind, it's going to come out of their mouth. They're very, very honest. Now, you could argue that kids are too honest at times. Let's just say the world begins to make sense again and the kids actually get to go back to school without everybody being scared that they're going to get a sickness. Let's just say they go to school. And let's just say today is show and tell. Your kid is first up, and being the genius that he is, he brings in his pet rock. His name is Dwayne Johnson. He walks around the room, he lets everybody pet the rock, and then the next kid up in line, little Billy, who brought his state quarter collection that his dad got him into. His dad got him into it. His dad introduced him to a way of just starting a little bit of a collection. Whatever it is, maybe the next kid in line has a bottle cap collection or a baseball card or some other collection, but this kid in particular has a coin collection. Your kid, being very honest and excited, may or may not say, hey, my dad has a coin collection. He has tons and tons and tons of coins. He has hundreds of coins, thousands of coins. He has big gold bars. He has all of this money, this wealth that he's preserving. It's a hedge against inflation. He's financially preparing himself for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Hundreds of thousands of dollars packed into these coins. And similar to friends or similar to the coworkers, word of mouth spreads like wildfire. Now, do I think that the little kid in show and tell was going to tell his dad and then that kid's dad is going to break into your house? Probably not, but as I always say, things happen. It could happen. I don't believe in living in a state of paranoia. I do not believe in pushing and promoting fear on people. All I'm interested in doing is letting you know what could potentially occur. So in my opinion and from my perspective, not a parent, so it's not parenting advice, there are pros and cons to teaching your kids about the coins or telling them about it, or at least telling them all the full details, or I guess more so the quantity, how much you have, how many coins you have. So that's that. Now the last group that I want to talk about would be the spouse, your wives, your husbands. These are a little bit different. See, when it comes to your friends, when it comes to your coworkers, when it comes to your kids, there's a lot of things that you can get away with not telling them. There's a lot of things that you should probably not tell them. There's a lot of things that you should keep a secret from, your friends, your coworkers, your kids. There's a lot of things that are just really not their business. There's a lot of things that you just should not tell them. Your spouse, on the other hand, similar to the parenting thing, I'm not married. I've never been married. I don't plan on ever getting married, so don't take this as marriage advice or anything like that. But I believe that you should tell your spouse. I believe that your spouse should know. If you are married to someone, if you are living under the same roof as someone, if you made the promise to be together for the rest of your lives, for better, for worse, for whatever, if you decided that you're going to be together forever, I don't think it's right to be keeping secrets from your spouse, whether it's your husband or wife. I don't believe that's right. I don't believe that's ethical. Now, your marriage is your marriage. That is not my marriage, so it's not my business. You do whatever you want to do. But from my personal perspective, from my opinion, I don't find that to be right. And the reason I say that is because if you are making financial decisions behind your spouse's back, if you are misleading them into thinking you're not spending your cash on certain things, or if you're being deceitful about it and they somehow find out at the end of the day, you've lost all credibility. They caught you lying, they caught you being dishonest, and that's going to really, truly hurt you in the future especially. They're going to think that you're lying about other things. They're going to think that you're keeping other secrets. They're going to think that you're hiding other stuff. And that's not good. So I would say the pro to telling your wife or telling your husband would be just having enough respect for them to let them know. And the con would be just just the dishonesty. Now, don't get me wrong. I know different marriages are different for different people. I know everyone has a different scenario. I've gotten comments from women saying that their husbands are reckless spenders and they're stacking silver in secret to kind of combat their husband's poor financial decisions. I've gotten comments from men saying that they think their wife is going to leave them and take half of their stack. I've gotten comments from a lot of different people. At the end of the day, it's your marriage, it's your relationship. You do what you want to do. But if you're watching my videos, you are here specifically to hear my opinion, and you don't have to align with my way of thinking. You do not need to understand exactly where I'm coming from if you genuinely do not get it. I say a lot of things that you might not agree with. But here's the good news. You don't have to agree with me. I love the fact that we have free thought still. I love the fact that we have different opinions. I love the fact that we can bounce ideas off of each other and not agree with every single thing the other person says. It would be incredibly boring if we were all carbon copies of one another. So, with that being said, that's just my opinion. That's just where I'm coming from. I believe the spouse should know, and I believe the spouse should be stacking alongside you if he or she is able to or willing to. I think that'd be a great thing, building an empire for yourselves together, made out of silver and gold. I think that would be a beautiful thing, but what do I know? I'm not a husband. I don't have a wife. I've never had a wife. I don't plan on ever having a wife. So it's not marriage advice. And also, nothing I say on my channel is financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. This is all just my opinion, along with some facts along the way, but it's for entertainment purposes. And it's also to initiate a conversation. So I'm hoping something that I said in this video can spark somewhat of a discussion. If you agree with me on any of the points that I made in today's video, if you disagree with me on any of the points that I made in today's video, head on down to the comments and please let me know. Let me know if you think I'm wrong in certain areas. Let me know if you think I'm right in certain areas. Let me know if there's another group of people that you would add to the list. Maybe it's not the friends, the coworkers, the kids, or the spouse. Maybe it's something else as well. In the comment section down below. Like I said earlier, in conclusion, the less people that know, the better. I don't think it's all too wise to be telling everyone you come in contact with that you have all this money packed away in your house, especially if they know when you're not in your house. And I understand that broadcasting it on the internet is not necessarily the most intelligent thing to do either, but the way I see it, if I'm talking about my silver and my gold on the internet, no one really knows me. They don't know where I live, and I never show how much I have. I just have a couple little pieces on display. You know, for all anybody knows, maybe this is all I have. Maybe it is all I have. Guess you wouldn't know. But I try to play it safe while also sharing my thoughts on the internet. So, like I said, there's pros and cons to that as well, and I try to find a happy medium by deciphering which way makes more sense, which way makes no sense at all, and trying to stay objective and logical. So what I do makes sense to me. It might not make sense to you, but like I said before, you might not agree with me, but you don't have to agree with me. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 2,000 subscribers. Just hit 1,000, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin. This is actually helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. Comes out of my pocket, not yours. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, once again, what are your thoughts on keeping your silver a secret? Generally speaking, do you believe that it's better for less people to know? Do you believe the less people to know, the better it is for you? Keeping it a secret, not telling your friends, not telling your coworkers, not telling your kids, not telling your spouse. Maybe you tell one of those people in that group, or maybe you tell all four, or maybe you tell, a couple but not the other. Let me know your thoughts on keeping silver a secret. Who do you keep it a secret from, and who are you open about it with it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, and remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace. His name is Dwayne Johnson.